All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the E-Estate Revolution webinar. This is the Sunday night webinar. We do this every single Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central Time, right? And we got a lot of great information to go over with you guys tonight. And so we're going to get into some updates on E-Estate. We're going to talk about everything that's going on, and we're going to go over an overview, okay, of the opportunity as it stands right now. All right, so let's look at this. This is the e-estate profit as of September 19th. Okay, so it is apartments in Miami, right? Through the business development. So the apartments in Miami yielded 0.37%. The regular apartments yielded 0.45%. The houses yielded 0.5%. The villas 0.63%. The tourism 0.69%. The commerce 0.71%. Business 0.84. Land plots 0.88. Development 0.95. And business development 1%. Okay, so those are the latest profits that have come in. Now, we still do also have the Bali bonus to where if anybody who gets into the Bali villas get through September 30th, get a 2,500 ETK bonus with the purchase of the luxury Bali villa. So let's look at that. I'm going to go to the real estate and we are going to look at the luxury Bali villa. Okay, let's find that. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so here it is. It's tourism. And if we click on see all photos, we should be able to see some photos of this. This is the villa in Bali. And the fractional piece of ownership that you can get of that starts at, I believe, 6,740. And you get 0.56 through 0.76% daily profit. Plus, through September 30th, you get the 2,500 ETK bonus when you start that. So what is the ETK? Right? The ETK is an in-house credit that they give just for doing a lot of different stuff, right? You just from logging in every day, you get ETK. When you join up as an agent, you get ETK. When you buy your first property, you get ETK. When you make your first sale, you get ETK. And what you can do is you can spin the wheel with it and you can convert it to real cash, right? Depending on what you hit on the wheel spin, right? It's from zero all the way up to $1,000, right? And each wheel spin costs 100. So right now I've got 2,800 ETK. So I'm going to go ahead and let's do three. So I'll do my first wheel spin and see what we can hit on with that. $1. Wheel spin number two. $3. And wheel spin number three. And I love this because it's just basically free bonus money and it's just a fun thing to do, right? There's another $3. So you go over back to the dashboard and you'll see that that is $7 now sitting in my e-wallet. Okay, so it's just a fun thing to do. You can convert your ETK into real cash by using that wheel spin. So that's pretty cool stuff, guys. Now, I also want to show you the 3-month breakthrough growth slide. This is new and this is pretty cool. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Boom. 3 months of breakthrough growth. Okay, so e-estate it's really just getting started, right? And that's the great thing about the platform is that anybody who's on this webinar is coming in at the ground floor, right? E-estate has grown into a global ecosystem with 3,500 plus users. This is as of the 3-month mark, $620,000 in payouts already, and 10 tokenized properties proving real results worldwide. So, I mean, in just 3 months, 620K is big money for any company, right? Or any platform or any investment opportunity. And with crypto, it's even more so, right? Because as we know, crypto is an unregulated space. There's a lot of risk when you're dealing with crypto. And this particular platform is a crypto in, crypto out real estate, tokenized fractional real estate investment platform, right? So is there risk? Of course there is. But we can see that already there has been a lot of reward with this. Now, I never get tired of saying this, but right now I'm between just based on my fractional ownerships and what I'm getting paid, as long as I reinvest after my 18 months, guess what? I'm between 35 and 40K per year passively already, right? That's a passive income of 35 to 40, between 35 and 40,000 a year. That's a salary, guys, right? So, it just goes to show you the power of this and the potential that is here. And that's what we're looking at. We're looking at potential. We're looking on the positive side of the, hey, let's not say what if it doesn't work. Let's say what if it does, right? I've been in a lot of different platforms. I've been in a lot of network marketing opportunities, right? I've got a book on it that I put out in 2022. So some of these things hit and some of them don't. But if you never swing, you're never going to get the hit, right? If you stay on the sideline, you're guaranteed, right, never to hit on one. So I like to be a part of a lot of opportunities, but this one has really impressed me, and my hope is that this goes on for years to come because the system is awesome. I mean, 18 months of profits daily, and then it converts over into a 10% profit yearly, right? Meaning there's always going to be new investment based on the people who are reinvesting after their 18-month stake, and then new people who are coming in, and then the old investors, if they're not reinvesting, it goes from that 0.2% to the 1% daily to a 10% yearly, which is a more manageable thing to do over the long term, right? And so that's a good thing. And a lot of crypto programs that I've been involved with in the past haven't had a way to do that, right? There's been a big short-term push, but then when people stop coming in, the money starts drying up because they can't afford to keep paying out these big percentages. But if you convert it after 18 months to the 10% yearly, that works as a possible solution to solve that problem, right? So I'm definitely excited about that. This is a celebratory thing to have this growth in 3 months. I mean, 620,000, man. That's you can round that up to $1 million already. That's been paid out with this. So that's incredible to me, right? And so I'm very excited about that. A little bit of self congratulations here. I got one of the agents of the month, so I wanted to show you that, recognizing excellence in digital real estate. And I was not the top agent, but I was one. I don't even think I was in the top three, but at least I was on the contender list, right? And so definitely happy about that, excited about that. Let me tell you something about recognition, guys. Babies cry for it, men die for it. Remember that about recognition, especially if you're a team builder, right? Babies cry for it, men die for it, right? Recognition can be a very, very powerful motivator, right? Now, my big motivator, I gotta be honest with you, is show me the money, man. That's my motivator, right? Can I make a living at this, right? Can I make money with this, right? I like recognition, I guess, as much as the next guy, but I really could live without it, right? Get me paid, and then let's worry about recognition later, right? But having said that, when you're building a team, guys, there are people who will go to bat for you all day, every day, just because you recognize them. That's how much of a human need that is. I love this picture, man. This is a picture from, I believe, Crypto Mason took this in Raleigh, North Carolina, where they had our first in-person event, e-estate event, and it's one of Anthony DeLoach's agent accelerators. You can see Anthony there. Let me see if I can blow this up. Is it going to let me? I don't know. Yeah, there we go. You can see Anthony up there, right? I recognize the back of that head anywhere. You can see Anthony, and he's going over the opportunity in real time, in real life, over there in Raleigh, North Carolina. And what a cool thing! All right, what a cool thing that he did and that the company is doing. And I hope that we see more and more of these into the future. I wasn't able to make it this time. I hope that I am able to make it to the next one. It looks like he had a nice turnout, right? That room looks pretty full to me. So really, just proud of him and proud of the company that we're getting that stuff going on. Okay, so we talked about the picture of the live event. We talked about the agent of the month, the 3 month breakthrough. We covered that. The Bali Villa properties, we covered that. The September 19th profits, we covered that. What I want to do now is I want to go jump on the YouTube page because there's a new video that I want to share with you. Let me just go ahead and pull this up.
Since launching eState, we've seen one thing: loud and clear. People love what we've built. Already, over 1,000 people have invested in tokenized real estate with us. That's more than numbers. That's ownership, global access, and income. We've certified over 100 agents who are now officially licensed to sell shares in our properties worldwide. And for those who rise through the levels, we unlock more. Reach buyer level 4, and you get something no other platform can offer: exclusive access to luxury development projects in Dubai. These aren't on public listings. They come from decades of trust, and now they're yours. That kind of access isn't bought overnight. We earned it the hard way through real deals, real relationships, and years in this business. When you grow with eState, you grow with the full backing of experience. As a buyer, the more levels you unlock, the more premium properties and better terms you gain access to. As an agent, it's even bigger. Every new level opens another stream of income. And by agent level 8, you're earning not just from sales, but from the income your entire network makes. That's daily income, full circle rewards, and real freedom. We're not just launching a product. We're leading a movement, a smarter, faster, stronger way to invest in real estate. And it's built to last. We've created a new path for buyers, for agents, for leaders. And if you're already walking it with us, you're not just early, you're ahead. Let's move forward and build something legendary. Since launching eState.
All right, so a lot of great stuff from that one that they went over, guys. We're not just like ahead of the game; we're really ahead of the curve, right? I'm not sure exactly how Brandon said that, but you know, this is the beginning of what we're all wanting and hoping and working towards becoming a very, very powerful worldwide, right, network marketing opportunity based on tokenized real estate using crypto, right, utilizing crypto. There's money to be made on the agent side. There's money to be made on the investor side, right? And with these type of things, there is an element of first come, first serve. Okay, and what that means is, guys, a lot of times it's those who come in at the beginning, okay, who there really is an element of as the company grows, those who are higher up in the hierarchy, and that's me and that's you, right? If you're on this webinar, trust me, you've got an opportunity. If you get in, grab your agent, right? Grab your, I think it's like $90 a year to become an agent, but grab your real estate investment. You can get in for as low as $10, right? And start building. Once this thing, takes off, right? It's those who were there at the beginning who typically do the best, right? Once something has already been out for 5 years or 6 years or 10 years or however long. What's up, Diana? Hello from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's what's up. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so however long, guys, you know what? It's those who get in at first who usually have the lion's share of the earnings. And that's what he's talking about when he's talking about 8 levels deep, right? So 8 levels deep just speaks to the fact that, on your first level, that's somebody who came in directly under you. So that's you working as a digital real estate agent. That's you working as somebody who is selling the fractional ownership of the properties in order to bring somebody on for the first time. That's your level one. You talk to somebody, you make the sale, that's your level one. They're directly under you, right? Now, if somebody goes and signs up under them, you didn't do anything, right? That person went to their friend or their family member, whoever it is, and signed them up. But guess what? You still get a piece of that commission. That's level 2. And for it to go down 8 levels deep, you've got the opportunity to be on the top of a very big organization. Each and every one of us has that opportunity. And you only need it to happen once, right? Sometimes people never happens to. Sometimes people, it only happens once in a lifetime. Sometimes people have been blessed and lucky to where it happens 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a life. And they get called commission junkies, people who get into network marketing and they love to get in, they love to take the risk, and oftentimes they get the biggest rewards because they're taking the biggest risks. How are you going to get the reward? Well, you got to risk it, right? You got to risk a loss every now and then, right? And that's the same thing with trading. I'm also a trader, crypto passive income platforms. And you know what? The key to the game is just winning more than you lose, and when you do win, winning bigger than the amount of losses that you take. It's pretty simple to think about, but it's harder to actually execute, right? You just got to keep getting up after you get knocked down. What happens when you fall off the horse? Get back on it, right? If you stop getting back up, you're going to stay down, right? And the only people who lose in this industry are people who stay down, right? And so, yeah, brand new opportunity, pretty much, right? It's only been around for 3 months, already cranked out almost $1 million. Like I said, I'm already making between 35 to 40K a year, and I want to up that. I want to grow that, and but we'll show you where we're at right now, right? So let me go over to my dashboard. Just put this down to where I can kind of. All right, and yeah, so I'm gonna go to buyer, and then I'm gonna click on my assets. And you can see that I've got 18,000 invested so far, and I've earned already almost 4,000 back, right? The houses I'm invested in, the villas I'm invested in, the commerce I'm invested in. And of course, since the commerce is a bigger investment, it's been cranking out bigger money, almost $2,500 so far. And I just got into that a couple weeks ago. You guys, for those of you who watch the E-Estate Revolution channel, for those of you who tune into the videos, for those of you who come to the webinar, you know that I only got into that a couple weeks ago, and it's cranking out large sums of money. Okay, large sums of money. Now, there's a couple of ways to work this program. We want to talk about buyer first. I always like to talk about buyer first. I don't know why I'm OCD like that. So here's the thing. With the part that I like about buyer and the part that I like about buying fractional pieces of ownership in these different real estates is that for one, I just think it's a great idea. Right. I mean, I remember growing up, my dad was in real estate and man, he was not buying fractional ownerships. I mean, that guy was buying houses and apartment buildings and commercial buildings, and he was never home. He had to be there all the time. He was changing the toilet. He was painting. He was cleaning up. He was, the city where I grew up in, St. Louis. It went bad, and there started to be drug dealers on the corner, right? And he would have to go and try to get the drug dealers to leave, right? And then he would go home, and they would come back, and it was, I mean, a headache on top of a headache on top of a headache, and he almost doesn't have any of those properties left today. Okay, thank you, Lord. My dad's still alive. He's still with us. But you know what? He kind of got out of the game, right? With fractional ownership, you don't have to worry about all that. You can buy a piece of a piece of a piece and still have your own little piece of ownership in that property. Let somebody else manage it. Let somebody else worry about the renters. Let somebody else worry about the income, but you can still rejoice and take a picture of it and put it on your wall, right? Why not? Hey, if you're invested with a fractional piece of property, why not take a picture of it and put it up on your wall? You do have a partial ownership in it. Okay. Let's go over the numbers. Now, this doesn't have the Miami apartments on it, right? The Miami apartments you can get in as low as $10, right? So literally anybody all over the world, I'm sorry, you can come up with $10. Okay? You can come up with $10. Right? I mean, maybe some places that's a little bit harder than others, but it's still, we're not even asking.
Never seen. That's why. Hey, this is gonna be all right. I got it. I'm practicing. I'm gonna do our own webinar.
Okay. Well, for right
Hey,
now on
things are
this
possible.
webinar, please go ahead and silence yourself. Okay. Please put
Oh,
yourself on mute.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh
You're
my
welcome.
God.
I'm glad you're here, right? I'm glad you're here. But yeah, pretty soon, hey, you guys will be doing your own webinars. I hope that happens. So guys, go ahead and mute your mics. If you got a question, just go ahead and throw it in the chat, please. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so now with this level of apartments, that's the first level. You get paid 0.41 through 0.61% daily, right? That has a 1 month yield of around 9 through 14%. And here's how it works. You get that for 18 months, right? I talked a little about this just a few minutes ago. After the 18 months, and this is for all levels, all properties. After the 18 months, it converts over to 10% a year, paid out twice a year, 5% once, 5% twice, 10% a year. Now, for me personally, once I expire my 18 months, I'm going to take that same money that I originally invested and put it back in for another 18 months so that I can keep growing and compounding my passive income, right? 35 to 40K is cool, right? I would like to see that number between 100 and 200K per year passive income, right? And it's not that far off, right? If everything keeps going the way that it's going, it's not that far off at all. Okay. Houses, daily return 0.46 through 0.66% for 18 months, and then it converts over to your lifetime 10%. You got to get in for 480 on the houses, 117 on the apartments. Oops. Villas, 0.51 through 0.71% a day. 18-month deal, then it converts over to 10% annually, 3120 to get in. Tourism, 0.56 through 0.76, 6740 to get in. Commercial, 0.61 through 0.81, $10,270 to get in, which I'm glad I did that because, well, I'm actually in the business. I'm either in the commercial or the business, I forget. But business is 0.66 through 0.86%. Minimum investment 24,590. So I've got to be in the commercial, right? Because I don't have 24K in there yet. Land plots, you can get in at $51,310, 0.71 through 0.91% a day. Development, you got to come in at 99,250, 0.75% through 0.95% a day. And then business development, you come in, you get zero point 0.8 through 1% daily, right? And you got to come in at $250,000. So for the business development, that's a $250,000 investment there. Okay. And let me just go through real quick. Bear with me one moment, guys. Anthony, are you there? I see you on there. Are you actually on right now?
I am on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Put yourself on the screen. Can you?
Let's see.
I'm
Let me
putting you on the
see. I
spot here.
just hooked my camera back up, so I don't know if my camera's working. Yeah, I just hooked it back up today. Let's see. Hold on. If I can't get that one, I'll get my other one. Give me 1 second,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, you guys, I really want to. Since I have you on, I want to take this opportunity, Anthony, to. I'd like you to go over a little bit about the live event and just talk to us about how it went down. I'm sure that you're stoked. I'm sure you guys are excited. So I would really love to hear from you.
Absolutely. I don't know if my camera's working well, but I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to get on, man. You're doing an incredible job with rocking it, sharing this opportunity with people. I'm excited for where you're going, man. You're rocking it and making it happen. And yeah, we had this event this weekend that was incredible. We had so many people show up. We had somebody drive like 7 hours to get there, right? Which was an amazing thing. It shows you that people are really excited about what we have going on. But yeah, this is just going to be one of the first that we have. I'm actually working on planning the next event that we're going to have and give more people some time. So I'll be sending that over to Brandon actually tomorrow. So we can get the next event set up so we can have more people out. But yeah, just to get in front of the networkers, the movers, the shakers. We had a few of the agents of the month there, and big shout out to you. Congratulations to you for being in the agent of the month. I think it's like second or third time you've hit it, so that's incredible. Like I said, once again, you're doing your thing, you're rocking it. And guys, I just want to encourage everybody. We're at the as Vaughn is pointing out, we're at the very beginning of something that is shaping up to be incredible, right? So if you guys haven't locked in with us, early adopters, well, you guys know what I say. Early adoption is where the money is made.
Yeah.
Forced adoption is where the money is paid. So if you want to get money, if you ready to be a part of the crew that's at the beginning, that's ready to make money because you see this early, you see the vision, lock in with us right now. Get with the person who invited you on this. Get with Vaughn if he's the one. Get whoever it is. Just get with somebody, right? And let's make it happen. Let's take this thing to the next level. We're going to continue to do all we can to push it, man. Y'all drop some 777s in the chat for Vaughn for being consistent and doing this every single week and rocking it and showing up for us. So if you guys have access to the chat, let's drop some 777s in there. And once again, Vaughn, I appreciate you for allowing me to be on to share about the event that
So
we had this weekend.
let me ask you a quick question, man. What was the energy like in that room?
Man, it was electric, man. But everybody was vibing. Everybody was excited. Everybody was talking about their property. This is a good thing that people were talking about the passive income they were making from their properties. And I think everybody said when they were leaving there that they were going to get more properties. That's just was the feeling in the room. People were excited. People were ready to go. You look, they had to come close our door. We were making noise in there. We were really hyped and
That's how
excited,
you
so
gotta
they
do
had to
it, man.
come close the event
That's
door.
right.
But man, I'm excited about it. Don't miss the next one. Anybody out there that's ready? I'm like I said, I'm getting with the company tomorrow. I'm getting with Brandon tomorrow to propose the next event. When we have the next event, I don't want anybody to miss it. I want you to do whatever you can to be in the room because it's going to be even greater next time.
Yeah, and back at you there, Anthony. I've known you for a while, just being in network marketing, and what you're doing here is just nothing short of amazing, and I'm really proud. I'm really proud of you, man.
I
All right,
appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the agent side of it, guys, and I'm really glad that Anthony was here because I was thinking about reaching out to him, but I just said, no, he's probably tired or whatever. So that worked out. Okay, so some things work out like that, and that definitely did. So we talked about the buyer opportunity. Let's talk about the agent side, okay? Now, I mentioned that you can get in as an agent for $9 a month, or I believe it's $90 a year. And once you are an agent, you become a licensed digital real estate agent with e-estate. That's not to be confused with like a license from your home country or your home state or where. That's not that. It's a licensed digital real estate agent to where you're able to sell fractional ownership of these real estate properties using cryptocurrency, right? Crypto in, crypto out. Once you're on your first level, you get 6% level commission when somebody signs up. Okay, very simple. 6%. Hey, they spend $100, you make $6. Yeah, they spend 1,060, they spend 10, you make 600. So it's a 6% on the first level. That's your only real work, right? Your only real work is bringing people directly under you, right? And it's always good to find people who are leaders or to find people who know about network marketing or folks who just want to break into business, get into business for themselves, start their own career. They want to fire their boss, right? They want to be the, as my friend Matt Morris likes to say, the unemployed millionaire, right? That type of a thing. There's plenty of people like that out there who would love an opportunity like this. Trust me. You know, how many people there are out there, guys, struggling to work at Amway or they're struggling to work at Avon, trying to make, ends meet. They're in a network marketing company that's been around forever and they're having a hard time. They would probably seriously do really well at this, right? And it's just a matter of getting it in front of them. Okay. Second level, you get 2%. Now, you didn't do anything on the second level. This is the people you brought somebody in, and that's your second level. Now, for the people they bring in, that's your third level, and it goes all the way down 8 levels. So you get 6% on the first level, 2% on the second through the fifth, and then you get 1% on the sixth, seventh, and eighth level. Plus, guys, and I love this, profit commission. So we're not only getting commissions on the people who come in and stake, we're also getting a percentage commission of the actual profits that they're making, right? 5% on the first level, 2% on the second, 2% on the third, one on the fourth, one on the fifth. Now, when you add those two things together, that is a recipe to really, really blow up, right? If you're starting an agency with this, right? So there is just a ton of opportunity right now. The time is right, right? It's right at the beginning. Everything is there. I've done a lot of looking into different things about the properties and stuff like that are being offered on e-estate, talking to a lot of people who work with the company. And right now, the whole level feeling is excitement, right? And so that's a good place to be. And we want to get to that point where just dream with me for a second. How cool would it be to have one platform that was just cranking year after year after year that we could really dig into? This might be it, right? This might be the one. Okay, and that for me that would be great. I know for a lot of other people in the space that would be great too. So let me go ahead and check the chat. We got a lot of sevens. I appreciate you guys doing that and appreciate the shout outs and everything like that. Guys, I appreciate you coming through the webinar, and we will see you again next week at this same time, 6 p.m. Central Time, every single Sunday night. E-Estate Revolution. Don't forget to check the YouTube channel, the E-Estate Revolution YouTube channel. Don't forget to check the E-Estate regular YouTube channel. Shout out to Anthony Deloach for coming on and participating, being part.
Anthony Loach.
You guys have a great one, man. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.